Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you the most simple ad account structure that you can use in 2025. Now, this is a structure that once you set it up, you don't have to change anything in your ad account. The biggest problem that a lot of people are having at the moment is that they're touching the account too much and doing more harm than good. So I've come up with a structure that will help you. And again, once this is set up, all you have to do is feed the algorithm content and you should be able to scale. All right, so let's get straight into it. So what I wanted to show you guys is these three campaigns are bid cap campaigns, which I'll explain what they are in just a second. We also have some ASC campaigns on the side here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the bid cap campaigns and tell you what purpose they serve and why you should be using cost controls, but most importantly, why you should be using bid caps. I've seen a lot of your comments and people think that because I'm talking about ASC cost caps that I'm not using bid caps anymore. That is not true. These bid cap campaigns are still driving most of our spend, which is, in the last few days, $33,000. So I'm gonna firstly explain why you should be using bid caps and how they differ to cost caps and how they can work together. So let's get straight into it. I use CBO bid caps, right? So inside this bid cap campaign, what you'll notice is that there are a lot of different ad sets. If I filter by schedule, now keeping in mind I'm filming this on the 9th of July, we're launching around 5 to 10 ad sets a week. So we're still pumping in ads as we speak now. Inside each ad set, what we're basically doing is launching 2 different videos or 3 different videos. Each video is the same angle or going after the same avatar, but we're just making 3 iterations of it. And this is allowing us to find a winner based on that single video. So we're just giving Facebook more bets essentially, and saying, here's a video, here's 3 iterations, find me a winner. What's important here is that we're using bid caps at the ad set level. Now, how bid caps work and how they differ to cost caps is when you're running bid caps, you're saying to Facebook, here's the maximum amount of money I want you to bid in the auction. Find me a customer within that bid amount. With cost caps, you're saying to Facebook, here's my cost per purchase target, find me customers at that price point over a 7-day period. Now that last part's very important. It's over a 7-day window, okay? So if you do launch a cost cap campaign and notice that it starts spending and the CPA isn't hitting it, it's normal. Give it 7 days, see how it goes. Now, the goal here, if you are running bid caps, is to essentially slam the algorithm with as much content as you can, right? So you'll see here on the 8th, if I just filter it by the 8th, within these ad sets, we've got 16 ads, okay? So we're launching between 10 to 20 ads a day. And again, guys, it's like going to the casino with a bunch of chips, putting them on the table, but this time you have free bets. Because remember, Facebook is not going to spend on these ad sets or ads unless they believe they can find a winner or a customer within that target range, okay? Very important. If you do run bid caps, you need to have creative volume, because if you're launching this campaign with 5 ads a week, highly unlikely you're gonna be profitable or get spend, okay? Which leads me on to the next part. Now, how do we get spend? Well, what you'll see today is that this particular campaign, which is the US campaign, is not actually spending much, right? So it's currently at $1,200 of spend. Yesterday, for example, it spent $3.5 grand. The reason for that is because today Facebook is picking up that there's not really that much demand today. So we're not too worried about it not spending much. If you have a look at the Australian campaign, yesterday it spent 2,166 and today it spent less. Again, it's picking up on the demand. So what will happen is Facebook will read the content, it'll read your offer, it'll read your conversion rate, and it'll spend more if the demand is there. Now, the most typical sort of measurement for demand for Facebook is conversion rate. So if your conversion rate's higher on a particular day, Facebook will be inclined to spend more money. Where this gets important is if you're doing drops or EDMs or you're launching a new offer and your conversion rate spikes, Facebook will pick up on that and slam spend for the day. So on our actual campaign, we have the budget set at 30,000 a day, so we're giving it room to spend. What we do is, and one little quick tip for you guys, is launch ads alongside EDMs or alongside offers. So say you launch an offer, within that hour after it, pump out a few ads for that offer. Facebook will read that piece of content, see that you've got the offer on and start pushing it, okay? So essentially what we're doing here with our bid caps is we're using these to really drive top of funnel. These are all original audience. We don't have any exclusions in here, so they are serving as a little bit of bottom of funnel too. But if you go into our breakdown here, what you'll notice is Facebook is not really spending much on our existing customers with these campaigns. So that's why we're not excluding them. You can see here, $40 out of 450. It's not much. So make sure you guys monitor this. If you're not excluding, then add exclusions if it's spending a lot on your existing customers. So basically what we're doing is we're launching all of our creative tests into the bid cap campaign, and then we're duping them out of the bid cap into the ASCs. If you launch into an ASC first, you won't be able to duplicate out of an ASC into a non-ASC campaign. So that's why we launched there first. These side campaigns, and this is what I want to speak to you guys about most importantly, are basically ASC campaigns, and each ad set has an inflated budget. So you'll see here, these have $3,000. Now, the bid cap campaigns carry most of our spend, and we have a separate bid cap for each country. In the ASCs, what we're doing is we're grouping about 20 to 30 countries inside. What we're doing now, and what I want you guys to start doing, is we're tracking closely where Facebook's spending our money. So if I just filter it again by the amount spent, what you'll notice is, if I go last 7 days, is that Canada, Israel, Italy, France, all of these countries are really driving solid conversions for us. So our strategy is, once we hit 50 purchases within these campaigns, we're basically going to set up a bid cap for those campaigns. So I'm using the ASC cost caps as a way to sort of test a whole bunch of countries with minimizing my downside efficiency risk by not setting up separate individual countries for Austria, France, blah, blah, Berlin, you get the gist. So I'm doing it in an ASC consolidated way. And then, like I said, I'm going to extract those campaigns out and launch bid cap campaigns. Already, if you're listening deeply to what I'm saying, most of my efforts and most of our money is still being spent with bid caps, okay? We're not shifting to ASC completely. We're utilizing ASC as a really, really effective way to test new territories that we want to scale in. And you can basically do this with any brand. The other thing that I wanted to speak to you guys about is the importance of consolidating inside ad sets, right? So again, this top ad set is grouping ads by the type of product or by the type of product benefit. This is how I want you guys to think about it. I'll explain it in a really simple way. The first thing is this: your campaign is your house, okay? Now inside your house, you have rooms, which are ad sets. In those rooms, say it's a house party, inside each room is a group of people that get along, they share the same interests, blah, blah, blah. That's why they're grouped in each other's room. And what they're doing is they're having conversations, they're looking for products, and again, they share the same interests. So basically what I'm saying is your ad set is what's going to do the targeting. And that's why it's important to group ads in an ad set by angle or by product, because that group of people are all looking for the same thing. It's just a really good way to minimize confusing meta. The reason why we do this as well, for an example, and keep in mind, we have 50 ads, well, there's 46 ads in here, but we try to have 50 ads in each ad set. Mixture of video, carousel, static, DPA, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just fill it with a whole bunch of different creatives so you can create a funnel. When you're grouping by ad set, it means that you can call out that audience in the ads. So say, for example, you have, I don't know, a supplement product and it's good for bloating and it's good for digestion. You can take winning creatives, slap on different text onto it. So the actual visual direction of the image, slap on suffering from bloating, click here. Suffering from digestion, click here. You can apply that text to all of your winning ads and duplicate them into those ad sets, right? So say, for example, hypothetically, you have a CBO lowest cost, you've just launched 10 UGC videos, and inside those UGC videos, you've got 5 winning ads, and they're a little bit maybe broad speaking, they're not true set in stone targeting after one sort of demographic. Take that winning ad, remove the text, slap on the new text, and put it in the relevant ad set. Basically what I'm trying to do and what you should be trying to do is setting up your ad account so that you don't have to keep changing stuff, okay? One of the biggest problems that I'm seeing with a lot of ad buyers and a lot of brand owners that are running their own ads is that they're getting too over emotional with their money and turning stuff on and off, changing stuff all the time, launching different campaigns, looking at things on too short of a time window. And trust me, I know this because I've been there as well. I've been running ads now for 13 years, and trust me, for about 7 of those years, I did the same thing until I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna set up a structure whereby I can just feed the algorithm content, because that's really what 50% of the hard work is, the content, and 50% is the ad buying. And my campaigns get smarter and smarter as the days go on. Now, with cost controls, you have to remember, you can't really force spend, okay? So a lot of people say, well, how do I get them to spend more? The whole idea of using cost controls is so that you do not waste ad spend, okay? So if you're finding yourself in a position where your ads aren't spending as much as what you'd like them to, it's because the content's not good enough to scale, right? So what you need to do is go back to the drawing board, focus on the actual ad content itself. Don't increase the cap or the bid over and over and over and over. That is one way to force spend, but you're not gonna be profitable, okay? So once your bids and your caps are set at the right place, then leave them at that place and focus on your creative output. I wanna leave you guys with this thought too before I close the video. You have to remember, guys, that people don't buy after seeing one ad, or very few do, should I say. That's why creative diversity is important, okay? Because what happens is people go through what's called a funnel. They see one ad here, the next day they see another ad, then they see another ad, then they buy. Now you can actually track this data in Triple Whale, and it will give you a good understanding of how many touch points a consumer needs before they actually buy from you. So that's why what I recommend doing is having some creative diversity inside of your ad account. Say for example, you have UGC content. If every single video you have is UGC, the same style, people are seeing the same type of ad over and over and over again. What you want to do is create some awareness ads, so top of funnel, some middle of funnel ads, which may be product benefit ads or customer use or testimonial ads, then bottom of funnel ads, which may have a discount code or some sort of urgency, right? Slap them all into the same campaign or same ad set. Let Facebook do the targeting for you. It'll create the funnel for you. You don't have to do it manually anymore. You can have separate side retargeting campaigns, that's fine, but don't overkill it with too many exclusions and this and that. You really don't need to do that unless you're spending, you know, $20,000, $30,000 a day, but most of you are not that place yet. So anyway, guys, I hope you got a lot out of this video. As always, I'm gonna try and keep you updated along the journey. I'm scaling up a few brands at the moment. I'm also gonna try and post more. So if you're new here, please subscribe, press the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If not, I'll see you in the next video.